Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So before I start talking about these interesting scenarios that are being flashed looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a different time frame, I want you guys to quickly destroy the like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit the subscribe button and the bell. Thank you very much. August core inflation excluding food and energy rose 0.3%, hotter than expected. The consumer price index rose 0.6% in August, its biggest monthly gain of 2023. The inflation gauge rose 3.7% from a year ago. The core CPI increased 0.3% and 4.3% respectively against estimates for 0.2% and 4.3%. Now this is important. Fed officials focus more on core as it provides a better indication of where inflation is heading over the long term. Despite the overall uptick in inflation, Bitcoin price and equity markets gain momentum. Yes guys, Bitcoin price and equity markets gain momentum after the release of the CPI report. According to the report, the overall CPI rose 3.7% in August, higher than the 3.2% in July. The market seemed to view energy prices as temporary, particularly for gasoline, which showed a 10.6% monthly increase. Although gasoline costs are second largest expenses for household, prices are down on an annual basis. Now this is important. The annual core CPI model, which measures all items minus food and energy, showed more positive data. August annual core CPI came in at 4.3%, which is less than the previous month's jump of 4.7%. Now, this core CPI number could make a lot of difference for the upcoming FOMC. Fed likely to hold rates in September. Cuts expected in 2024. If we look at the target rate probabilities for 20 September 2023 Fed meeting, you can see 97% are expecting no rate hike, whereas 3% are expecting quarter rate hike. So I think this will also be the decision from the Fed, which might be very positive for the market. And along with that, another important news for the crypto market: FTX gets court approval to sell crypto assets. Yes, bankruptcy exchange FTX receives US court permission on Wednesday to liquidate cryptocurrency assets, a move the company said would allow it to repay customers in US dollar and minimize risk related to price volatility in the market. US bankruptcy judge John Dorsey approved FTX proposal at a court hearing in Wilmington, Delaware, allowing FTX to sell up to 100 million in cryptocurrencies per week and enter into hedging and staking agreements that will allow FTX to minimize the risk of price volatility and earn passive income on more mainstream crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. The actual way how they are going to do is still unclear, but I want you guys to keep this in back of your head. And they are holding some very important digital assets. Value is around $3.4 billion. The below includes all FTX.com, FTX US, Alameda digital assets, and you can see the top 10 digital asset holdings: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, BitDAO, and so on. So please be careful, because these assets will be flooding into the market. And now if you look at the price action of Bitcoin in a very interesting way in a daily time frame, we are prepared for the upcoming rally, which I mentioned you on my previous video. I was very clear. The price of Bitcoin in our case might be showing some bullishness, because we were forming a bullish divergence. While the price was forming lower highs, lower lows, we saw our RSI forming higher lows, and this actually indicated us the medium short term. In the medium short term, there might be some relief rally, price getting attracted around the key line before choosing an actual trend direction. Yes guys, we found out the price in the medium short term might show further more impulsiveness, but we have to overcome the key line to turn actually bullish. Yes, right now this is still a bullish divergence. MACD still bullish, because this is a bullish MACD cross. T3CCI indicator has started to appear in a positive territory, which is also giving us a good indication, because right now, once the price of Bitcoin breaks out from this upper trend line, which is holding us around 26,500, 26,400, will trigger another impulsiveness like this, which could bring the price of Bitcoin around 27,900 to 28,000 range for the coming days. Yes, guys, in the medium short term, if the price of Bitcoin manages to find proper support above this upper trend line, then I am actually expecting the price of Bitcoin to show another continuation towards the previous high, right? This here towards the previous high before choosing an actual trend duration. And not just only this, guys, right now, it's not just only the upper trend line from this broadening bottom, which is acting as a resistance, but also the lower trend line from this CPR indicator. The bottom CPR line right now is also looked as a line of resistance. So if the price of Bitcoin wants to overcome this resistance, wants to start impulsive movement like this, then we have to find support over this horizontal trend line or the bottom CPR line for this month of September, which right now sits around 25,000, 26,500 range. And now, beside this, what I also want you guys to look at is this price formation in a daily time frame, because in the past price action, the price of Bitcoin always showed a rally towards the falling trend line before choosing a trend duration. I mean, if you look at the price structure here, when the price of Bitcoin showed a rally, where did this move ended? After getting attracted towards this falling trend line here. Similar thing happened. Price got attracted towards this falling trend line, got rejected before showing weakness, before starting this downtrend, where we got attracted towards the previous temporary line. I mean, the line which previously acted as a resistance acted as a support, and after that, right after that, we started with a new impulsive movement when we also overcame the resistance from this falling trend line. So if we look in our case, this falling trend line is acting as a line of resistance, but could be also attracting us. So in the immediate short term, if the price of Bitcoin can find proper support of 26,500, then I think even this upper trend line might be retested, where we could be coming up to test the resistance which we have around 28,000 before deciding the trend duration. Yes, guys, the price of Bitcoin is expected to show another continuation once we break the resistance which we have in between 27,000 28,000 in a bigger frame, and in a smaller time frame around 26,500 range, because we know once the price gets attracted towards 27,000 28,000, then another interesting price movement should be also monitored parallelly. I mean, in a weekly time frame, the price of Bitcoin might be forming this Elliott wave corrective later phase. I mean, this corrective later phase includes a rally, a relief rally like this, right, in between 28,000 before deciding the trend duration. So that means if the price of Bitcoin manages to overcome the resistance here, right, the upper trend line resistance gets attracted towards 28,000, breaks the resistance, gets attracted towards 28,000, then we have to be careful, because only after flipping that into proper support, we know it is an actual continuation like this and not a reversal. The later phase corrective movement, A, B, C movement, and not an impulsive movement like this, turning out into a dead cat bounce before getting attracted towards this 21,000 to 20,000 before choosing a trend duration. And not just only this one here, even if we look at this in a very simple way by looking at this ideal buy scenario from Stan Weinstein for investor, according to this example, we can see very clearly, guys, the price came back to test the previous temporary resistance line. This exact line acted as a support. This exact line held the price when we showed a retracement in between 24,800 to 25,000 range. And now, if the price of Bitcoin is going to show another continuation like this, I mean, forming a double bottom structure like this, then 25,000 support it's not allowed to break. And if the price in the medium short term manages to come across this 28,000, then what is going to happen? We will be above this 30-week moving average, which is a very bullish sign. Yes guys, this line might be also rejecting the price around 27,000 to 28,000 range, but if we can find proper support above this red line, then the upcoming days for Bitcoin looks bullish, where we could be also forming this double bottom type of formation for Bitcoin. And once we break the neckline, then another continuation looks super bullish, which could bring us around 37 to 36,000 for the coming months. So this would be looked as our upcoming target if the price of Bitcoin in the medium short term manages to overcome the resistance around 26,500 and then a final resistance around 28,000. If we do that, then clear for another impulsive movement. And now, even if we look at this in a very different way, I mean, if you look at the price action in a daily time frame, what might happen if the price in our case fails to overcome the resistance around 28,000? I showed you this might be playing out as a dead cat bounce or corrective letter phase, then get attracted towards this 20,000, 21,000 area. And now, according to this broadening wedge or megaphone pattern, right now it is showing us a move here like this. So in the medium short term or in the upcoming days, if the price of Bitcoin fails to overcome the resistance which you have around 28,000, the most important resistance line, then please be careful guys. This could result in another continuation like this, where we could be getting attracted towards this lower trend line from the megaphone pattern before starting with an actual impulsive move like this, right? Before starting with an actual impulsive move like this. So that is another reason why we have to be careful. But in a bigger frame, after testing the support on 25,000, the weekly candle has also shown a very nice movement. I mean, this week here to the downside, the weak rejection to the downside clearly indicates us the buyers are interested, because when we had a very similar weak rejection here, it led us to a very nice impulsive movement, and this is exactly what might be also unfolding here. Remaining above 25,000 in a bigger picture clearly indicates the price could be preparing itself for another continuation like this, where we could be forming a double bottom, right? And then starting with a new impulsive movement. And now, not just only that, even if we look at this rising trend line, getting rejection or failing to continue this uptrend means the price could be coming back to test the key line of support one more time. The support from this rising trend line. In the past price action, whenever the price of Bitcoin tested the support from this rising trend line, what happened after that? After that, the price of Bitcoin in the past price action started with a very impulsive movement. So if the price in the medium short term gets attracted towards this rising trend line again around 20,000, 21,000, then we know this could still play out as a continuation pattern, and price is expected to start with a new impulsive movement after that. So regardless of whatever happened, as long as the price in a bigger picture remains over 25,000, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin, with many attempts to break out of this key line resistance which you have around 27,000 to 28,000, because once we overcome that resistance, the price of Bitcoin could be entering inside this free run. And this is what I see right now. And if we do see this shakeout happening, price coming to test the support from this upper trend line, the yellow rising trend line, then we might be coming back to test the or fill the gap which we have around 20,000, the CME gap. Yes guys, we do have one more gap which is open, and that is around 21,000 to 20,000 range. So if we do see any sort of impulsiveness but price failing to find support over 28,000, that could be resulting in a dead cat bounce type of formation, and we could be seeing another continuation like this, price filling the gap around 22,000 before starting a new impulsive movement like this. And if you have any doubt for the upcoming days, upcoming month, I want you guys to simply zoom out, because if you look at the monthly time frame, this scenario before and after halving we are aware 2024 is going to be the fourth Bitcoin halving. And before the halving, after the halving, we are aware what does the price usually does. So that's why, guys, that's why right now we could be in this expansion area just like here from the past price action. But once we enter inside this halving, then we know what usually happens. The price of Bitcoin after the halving in most of the cases has always started with an actual mark of face. So this is exactly what we are also expecting to happen after the Bitcoin halving. So until then, we might see some more shakeout, price testing some key line of support, but if we zoom out, then there is nothing to worry about. So these were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys, please destroy that like button, and to those individuals watching this for the first time, to hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.